This is an interview with me, so I'm a little nervous.
Find out things about Donna-Marie that you don't know.
And the guy puts a gun to my dad. And my dad said,
That ability to read a room. Hey, well, welcome to On Screen, your free acting class with me, KC.
and me, Donna-Marie. So every week we give you mindset and audition tools so that you can walk in ready to book the roles that will change your life.
You're going to get elite mindset and visualization techniques straight from the world where failure is not an option. You're going to learn how to stay calm and locked in under pressure. Actors need that, right? And how to prepare like a sniper. So no bad reader, redirect, or tech hiccup can throw you. We've all had those, right? Plus some personal, funny, and maybe just slightly embarrassing stories from Donna-Marie along the way.
We'll see. We'll see. And later we'll be giving you our secret Disney PR prep list that we snagged from our Disney Star clients. So shh, don't tell. So this is going to be fun and maybe a little revealing. And don't forget to subscribe for more insider info.
To outsiders, you can look like a little bit too perfect. But I know that in the last little while, especially, you've faced tremendous losses and challenges, and you've handled them with such grace. I doubt anyone here even knew. So tell us, where does that come from?
Well, first of all, thank you, Casey.
You're welcome.
That's family. So as a child, I would sit and listen to my dad prep, for training the men and women who keep us safe in the most difficult times of our lives.
Right.
He trains people for really when shit hits the fan, right? And I don't swear a lot, as you guys know. But hostage rescues, aircraft assaults, protection of foreign dignitaries. And he does this work himself. So I learned from a very, very young age to just keep my cool under pressure.
So you listen to him prep for that. And now your daughter, Mariana, listens to you prep for our clients. So what do you hope that she gets from that?
Belief,
Hmm.
belief, Casey, that with the right skills and belief, obstacles become obsolete. And in fact, an obstacle is only something that you see when you take your eyes off of your goal. That's what my dad used to always say to me. And listen, my dad saves lives. I help people live their dreams. So my dad deals in life and death, but guess what? I believe that your dream is life and death. So I treat it the same way. Your dream matters to me, and I hold that sacred. So, like my dad holds the lives of the people that he protects, right? It's important to me.
That is a really powerful statement, Donna-Marie. I
It's,
want to talk a little bit about your dad, your relationship with your dad, if that's okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely.
So tell us about the earliest memory of watching your dad work, getting ready for work or prepping for his work, whatever it is.
Yeah. So I think about this a lot in life. So I spent a lot of time sitting on the bed watching my dad lecture, learning color codes, right? So we live our lives in a few different color codes, right? So most people live their lives in code white. Okay, so you're unaware, you've got your headphones on, just kind of, what will be. You're walking through life. Red, code red means there is an imminent threat. There's an imminent threat of attack. Orange is what you actually should be living your life in, code orange. That's where you're walking down the street, especially if you're a female, and everyone that passes you, you're looking them in the eye. You're letting them know that you've seen them and you're thinking, are you the one? So you know what? You're not in this code red where you're ready to attack people. You're not in code white where you've got no idea what's going on, but you are completely aware of your surroundings. And then there's another code that I want to talk to you about really quickly, which is code black. And that is where you completely shut down. because you're unprepared, right? So if you live your life in code white, you are destined to go into code black. So code white, remember, is where I said you're completely unaware. You're walking down the street with your headphones on. You don't know who's walking past you. If someone attacks you, you go into code black, you shut down. Well, actors do the same thing in auditions, right? Because what happens is you're not prepped, you don't really know what to do, you don't know that character, you don't know that archetype. And then all of a sudden you've got to walk into that audition room or throw that on, do that self-tape, and now you shut down. You don't know what to do. Right. So those are the color codes. That's something that I remember fondly as a child learning. And as my dad always said, I've forgotten more than most tech guys will ever know because I've literally listened to it so much.
So a tack guy is like a tactical guy, like a sniper, like your dad.
Yeah, 100% Casey. So in the States, they call them the SWAT team, so Special Weapons and Tactics. In Canada, they call them the TAC team, so the tactical unit. So it's tactics that you're using to catch the bad guys.
I like learning about your dad. I know both your dad and your mom. And I know that your mom is a very successful businesswoman. She was. She's now
Yeah,
retired from it, right?
yeah, she
And
is retired now, yeah.
that's like you. Like you're not retired, but you're very successful in business. How did your mom handle a business, which is a lot, while
Mhm.
dealing with all of the stuff that your dad is doing? And and I guess the anxiety and fear that would naturally come when your husband is putting his life on the line. How did your mom deal with all of that?
Yeah, I'm going to answer a couple questions there, Casey.
Okay,
So, um, first of all, I admire her a ton. My mom is a woman who creates just a beautiful, peaceful
yeah,
environment wherever she goes. She's humble, she's grateful. Um, she's an incredible woman. You asked about how does she deal with that and create a business while knowing my dad's life is on the line every night and she has a daughter. So I'm going to speak to something to that too, which is she knows he's so darn good he's not going to lose. Right.
yeah,
So she knows the training's there. She's able to have peace in the fact that he's coming home.
right,
Nobody's going to beat him. So that's a really, really important part of that. When it comes to business, she taught me a lot. She taught me a lot. She may have been a little bit nervous at times when she started her business, and she took really bold leaps, but she knew that she had that family to support her, right? She had me, she had my dad. So she had that to fall back on. No matter what happened, we were going to be there. That unit was going to be intact, right? And I really, really try and carry that with me. You guys know I'm a single mom, right? So I don't have that same family unit, or some of you may or may not know. I'm a single mom and have been for 19 years. My daughter's 19. So um, I understand that not everyone is in that position, and you don't have that to fall back on all of the time, right? So that's what we really try to be. I know I do, and I know you do too, Casey, for our
yeah,
actors, is that support system because you really need it. You can't do it without it, right? You need that support system to fall back on.
yeah. We always say this. Nobody does this alone. It is way too hard. I mean, life itself is it can be challenging, but life plus an acting career, you need support. You really need support. What was your mom's company again? Because it's so unusual, and I think it would make people would be surprised, especially if you met her mom. She's very delicate and or delicate looking, but
So her company was called Link Industrial. And yeah, delicate looking is actually a really great way to put it, Casey, because she is a firecracker. And what she did, so they made transformers. So for a lot of hospitals or the children's hospitals, so transformers are like those big green electrical boxes thingies that you see that power. Uh,
clearly she passed that on to you. Green thingies.
yeah, so that powers the hospital or whatever that is. Now my mom has zero background in that, But she was a really great people person, a really good businesswoman. Her partner said to her, "Hey, I'm starting up a company." My mom was very successful at another company that she worked for. And he said, "I'm starting a company. I need a partner. I know you don't have a background in this, but I would love for you to come work with me and do the business side of things." And my mom took a leap. She just jumped. She was like, "Yeah, you know what? Let's do that." And they were extremely successful, and it's been wonderful, very wonderful for them.
You've got that from your mom, that ability, and that from your family, that support. And from your dad, you've got that ability to read a room, to understand people. But your dad is a great mindset coach because he trains snipers who must have a great mindset, right?
Yeah.
So, what is the first thing that your dad about mindset? I know he taught you a lot, but about mindset, what's the first thing that he ever taught you?
I'm gonna say, Casey, to breathe,
Right. Yeah.
just to breathe. Honestly, before anything important, 3 slow breaths
Yeah.
and seeing yourself succeed.
Yeah.
Just, I can do this. Right. So when a sniper does it, obviously it's a life or death moment, right? And I mean, you guys get how powerful that is, but everyone is human. If they can do it, so can I. That's what my dad taught me. I remember, this is kind of a funny story and going a little astray, but I remember I went to Cuba when my daughter was 9 months old. And we went on a fishing boat. I'm not a big swimmer. That's something you learn about me today, I guess. I mean, I can swim, but like I don't love water. It's not my jam. I'm more a lie on the beach and sunbathe kind of gal. And we went on this boat, and it took you out into the middle of the ocean. And it was my first time ever trying to snorkel or put, goggles on,
Right.
anything like that. And I jumped in, and it was the first time in my life that I'd ever really panicked. I got in, and all I could think about, there was a movie that had come out just before that where people had got left in the middle of nowhere and eaten by sharks.
Oh,
That's
scary.
all I could think about. And you can't see anything. There's no land, there's no nothing. And I was like, I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna get eaten by sharks. I don't know. I panicked for really the first time in my life. And I was with my dad, and he said to me, "Just breathe. Take a breath. You can put your head underwater. You can do this." And it changed everything. So I would say absolutely just breathe, and that everybody is human. And if you've seen someone else do that, you absolutely can. And if you haven't, you can be the first.
That's so true. If you haven't, you can be the first. Thank you for that because a lot of us have families where no one is an actor, no one is in the arts. I feel very lucky that my mom was on the radio, my dad was a, a Christian pop singer, but there was an avenue.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
very many people, there's not even an avenue to think about that. So lovely, lovely. That's a really, really good example. And I don't know, I'm a fish, but I would still feel a little bit scared in that situation.
Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking, but I got through it. I did it, and now I know I can, right? And
Yeah, yeah. And that
everybody
is
do it.
so powerful. That
Hmm.
is so powerful. And I imagine you got that a lot growing up. Like you would be scared of something, or you would have like a situation and your dad would be like, this is how you do it, kind of thing. But did
Yeah,
you ever feel like, oh, dad, like I know I felt that way from my dad a lot. Like, do you ever roll your eyes at your dad?
completely. Like all of the time I was a teenager, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, imagine getting a lecture on situational awareness before like you go to prom. Donna-Marie, where are the exits? And it's so funny because now I teach actors the same thing, right? Just with emotional exits. So I laugh a lot with my father all of the time because I was like, even though I rolled my eyes, I was listening because I
Yeah.
actors this now, but 100% Casey, I
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Both of us believe in how important it is to shift out of emotions so that you can go back into your regular life. That's whatever your regular life might be.
Yeah, and
Because,
that's, well, really, when I was talking about that instance in Cuba in the water, that was shifting out of that emotion,
yeah,
that panic, that state that I was in. It was just shifting it. Because
yeah.
I could do that. I did it. But
Yeah, and he didn't say calm down, which is something that really pisses me off when if I'm stressed and people say calm down, it's like you fucking calm down. I'm stressed right now.
panicking. Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
busy panicking. But
Yeah.
he told you just to breathe, which is an instruction that you can do.
Yeah.
So wise, so wise.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen your dad under that kind of pressure? Like, has he been under? Obviously, he is. Tell us about it though. Like, is there something you could share that's not like a government secret kind of thing?
My dad went into a house one night. My dad was always first in. So my dad was the leader of his team, right? He wasn't going to put his guys in a bad position. So he always went in first. And there was a time where he ran up the stairs. So he went into the house first, he ran up the stairs, and the bad guys had collapsed the stairs, right? In case anyone came into the house. So he fell through. So as he ran up those first few stairs and he got to the middle, he fell through and he
Oh
hit
my,
his head. And he got up and he went in to clear the room, to get the bad guys. And these were really bad guys. These were, they'd murdered a woman and her daughter. And anyways, he goes up, he goes through the room, and he went into the attic. And the guy was under a blanket. And, so my dad's clearing the attic. The guy's lying there under a blanket. My dad pulls the blanket back, and the guy puts a gun to my dad. And my dad said, "Do it. Just do it. I dare you." And my dad told me, this is something he taught me my whole life. When you decide to go, you go. And there is nothing they can do to stop you. And you know that, right? And you have to be aggressive. And that's what my dad was in that moment. And that guy wet himself. And my dad took him into custody.
I wasn't expecting that. That's so good.
Well, that's what happened. And here's the thing. When I say when you go, and you must be aggressive. And it's the same with your career. But he's got to come home to me and my mom.
Right.
He can't fail. There is no failing, right? He won't do that. So, and that's how I look at your career. When you go, you
It's
go.
very emotional because I know your dad, and obviously I know your mom and you, and I can imagine
Yeah.
what that would be
I
like.
mean, yeah,
That's daily life.
that's daily life. Yeah.
Yeah. How does he stay calm in a situation like that? Like, I mean, I imagine his energy is heightened. His like but like, how do you say like that's like Clint Eastwood? You know, that's like, how do you stay calm in a situation like that?
You train for it.
Okay, that's like, but people train for different things. Like actors train for auditions. It's not the same. So how does,
But it is, Casey, it is. Because how do
oh,
you,
it is?
it absolutely is. It's 100% the same thing. So if I walk into a room and you ask me to audition, I'm gonna go, I haven't trained for that. Like I talk to you guys, I'm not an acting coach. I'm a mindset and visualization coach. I'm not an actor. So if
Right.
I'm trained for that and I walk into that situation, you know what? My subconscious mind, my brain, everything's going, we don't know this. This isn't familiar. I
Oh,
don't
I
know
see.
what to do. Right? But if you train for that, that's familiar. Your subconscious mind knows exactly what you're going to do. You know you're going to be aggressive in this situation. You know that you're going to get out. You know exactly what you're going to do, right? So it's training and then it's belief. And
Right.
that belief comes way easier when you have the training to back it up, right? So I see a lot like in the acting world, to be honest, people who want to be discovered, and they don't have the training, right? So it's really hard to have that belief. And in fact, even if they do have it, it's misplaced, because I'll see a lot like, oh my gosh, I'm positive, I can do it, like I'm gonna book. But that doesn't work, right?
That's annoying to us, right? Like I mean, as coaches, we find that annoying.
Yeah, but when you actually train for it and then you have the belief and you combine that, that's unstoppable. It really, really is. It takes a whole heck of a lot to stop that.
Yeah, I can back that up 100%. 100%. You've got to come in, as I've been posting in the group lately, you've got to come in at a 10. Sometimes actors will come in at a 4 because they're a little bit hesitant or scared, so they don't have solid training. But
Yeah.
when they come in at a 10, when they really know it, and this speaks to what Kyla was saying, sometimes the training is harder than the actual mission. It should be. It should
Yeah,
be,
it
Kyla. That's
really should
so
be.
smart to say
Really
that.
should be. Yeah, 100% Kyla. I love that. I
Yeah,
love.
and it's the same with your acting classes. We should be pushing you. You
Mhm.
should be doing things that are hard. So when you get on set, I had to do a one-liner and it was so easy. You know, that makes the difference. You know what? I was talking to an agent yesterday and she was saying exactly that, that people are coming in at a 4 and they need to come in at a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think actually, didn't she say most actors come in at a 4? Because you messaged
Yes.
me about this. Good actors come in at a 7. Barely anyone's coming in at a
Yeah.
10. Like,
Yeah. Actually, that's exactly what she said. Yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing that you have a good memory. But she was talking about that. And this is an agent, I won't name her because I didn't ask her if I could share this conversation or her name about it, but I don't think it hurts to share the details. And she's been working with us in with different clients over the years. And she talked about different clients saying, this person really does have it, but they won't come in at a 10.
mhm.
Do it. And we'll be like, well, we could coach them. She's like, I'm not going to recommend them to you until they're ready to be a 10. And that was very meaningful to me.
You know what I just
Yeah.
thought of, Casey, and this is completely off track, but I'm going to bring it up anyways.
Ooh,
The idea of sacrifice.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah,
with actors not coming in at a 10. So, I remember, and this is going to seem completely off topic, but when I was pregnant, my dad said to me, it's not about you anymore. It's
yeah.
about this little babe, and I've lived my life that way. And people might say, you know what? Oh, it's a second. You know what? I don't go to a nightclub and I don't do this and I don't do that. But the joy that that brings me is so, so incredible. And I think if you love something so much, that sacrifice, it brings you so much joy. The sacrifice is the thing. So yes, you know what? If you want to come in at a 10, there might be nights where your friends are going out tonight and you've got to stay and work on your once upon a time or read a script, whatever that might be. And that's not to say don't go out and enjoy life and do those things because I absolutely believe that you need that. But that sacrifice, if it's something you love and you truly want, will bring you so much joy.
It absolutely will. And then you become that kind of person who does that kind of work. And so the sacrifice is and the work becomes as important as the goal. So you're just becoming that kind of person who does that kind of thing rather than somebody who pisses away their life. And
Yeah.
that's a really, really good point to make. I want to know though, hopefully people can stay for a little longer because I want to talk
Yeah,
about,
we're going way over, aren't we?
we're going
Sorry.
to go a little bit over. I mean, it's not unusual, but your dad's techniques,
Mhm.
are there times, like other than going to the prom and stuff like that, are there times where you've used your dad's techniques yourself? Like he hasn't been there, but you've used the techniques.
I'm gonna give you a light one. So, I was in Tokyo I love Japan, for those of you that don't know. And obviously, there's a huge time difference. So, Casey and I had a business meeting, but I was starving. So, we'd had some meetings before, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to run across the street from the hotel to the Family Mart, which is kind of like a 7-Eleven if you haven't been there. So, I wanted to just grab like a quick cup of noodles to eat before our meeting. And this was about like 2 a.m. Tokyo time. And Tokyo is extremely safe if you haven't been. So just so you know. And as I explained to you guys earlier, I live my life in code orange, right? So I'm always very aware of my surroundings. So I entered through the front entrance. And as I was walking in, I noticed a white male enter through the back door with a cup in his hand. And he appeared to me to be extremely intoxicated, which for anyone who hasn't been to Japan is extremely unusual. So he walks into the aisle that I was in, and my spidey senses just like go off, right? So I decide to like, I attempted to diffuse the situation by, changing aisles, but he follows me. And then he proceeded to follow me. And then he starts yelling at me, calling me all kinds of names that I won't repeat, but telling me he was going to kill me, is what he was saying. So it was at that time that I knew I had to go. And like I said to you before, like my dad always says, when you decide to go, you go. There is no room for mistakes. There is no room for second guessing. You go. So I did. I went at him extremely aggressively. And I just let him know I wasn't the one. I wasn't the one. Because bullies and bad guys, they like easy targets, right? And he was a lot more aggressive than I anticipated. But after I went at him, I went to the clerk who spoke minimal English, but was able to summon the police from like she had a call button under the counter. So I took control of that situation because I was trained. I
Yeah.
had planned for that, right? I had visualized what I would do if this type of situation occurred. And then I followed through on that plan. I put it into place. So the police walked me back to my hotel, and I actually still made it in time for our business meeting.
I was like, what?
I didn't tell you till after the business meeting. I never did get my cup of noodles though,
I know
but
you were still hungry. You want her on your side when there's a problem. What is the most unusual thing you've seen your dad do in terms of visualization exercises? Do you have anything like that you could share with us?
do you know what, Casey? I don't know if unusual is really the right word, to be
Okay.
honest. Um, I would like you all to know that this was like a daily practice,
Okay.
right? This was a daily practice in our house. So when I was a little girl, we had a fireplace in our house, and my dad used to pick a spot on the fireplace, right? So we would pick that spot, and he'd say, close your eyes, and then practice drawing your imaginary weapon. I can't do it very well here on the screen, to that exact spot, right? So you would pick the spot, whether it would be like, we put a little something there. I know you guys do that for eye lines, put a little something, and then you practice bringing your weapon to that exact spot. Close your eyes, visualize, go. So that was something that we used to do, and I got pretty darn good at that, I must say.
That is really good. Not the That practice is really good, but also what you just did there is really good. So what Donna-Marie did there is something that you're going to learn when I give you I'm going to pop it in a sec, the Disney PR prep. So what Donna-Marie did there was she rejected the premise of the question. So I said it was unusual, and she said, well, I don't think it's unusual. So you don't have to accept the premise of the questioner, of the interviewer. You can redirect or change whatever it is that they're saying so that you can tell the story that you want to take. Does this make sense to everyone? So well done, Donna Marie.
Why, thank you.
You're so welcome. it helps you be a better storyteller, and that's what it's all about when you're doing an interview like this. And you will all do interviews like this for your work in film and TV, sometimes for the smaller films, independent, sometimes for the bigger films. It doesn't matter what it is, you use the same format.
Mhm.
What is the one thing from your dad's training that actors should steal today, right now?
KC, there's a few. I'm going
Okay.
to give you a few.
Okay.
An obstacle is only something you see when you take your eyes off of your goal. Take that with you today.
Yeah.
An obstacle is only something you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Number two, be so darn good, they can't say no. That means training for the situation, right? That's why I could overcome that situation in Japan. That's
Yeah.
why my dad could tell the guy under the blanket, just do it. Be
Yeah.
so darn good they can't say no. And that means training. And then believe, believe you can do this. When you walk into that room, absolutely know there is nothing they can do to stop you.
So true.
We are all human. If anyone in this world has done it, so can you. God made us all equal.
So how do you take that and adapt that sniper focus to the audition room or to the self tape, whichever it is?
Yeah, so know your scene so well that nothing, like a flat reader, a redirect, a tech issue, as you brought up earlier, nothing is going to shake you. And
Okay.
I talk a lot about visualizing in perfect perfection, absolute perfection. But this is what it means, right? It doesn't mean visualizing everything perfect all the time, Casey, and people get a little stumbled on this. It means, okay, what if I get a flat reader? What if someone gives me a redirect? How do I
Right.
deal with that situation? You visualize that imperfection, right? So none of those things can shake you. That comes with preparation. It comes with practice. And those are your secret weapons, right?
Yeah.
And that means all of it, like daily exercises, visualization, it all comes into play.
Everything. Yeah.
All
Everything. So if your dad were coaching an actor for a life-changing role, what would he say? What would he say to them?
well, assuming that you've trained to the best of your ability, right? I'm going to put that out there. He'd say
Mhm.
you've already done the work. Now go and show them who you are. You know, when I was a little girl, my dad used to say to me, you know, when you're in school and you have tests and you'd get into school the morning of the test and everyone would be cramming and they'd be panicked and they'd be like, oh, do you have the answer to this one? And they're going over all their answers. My dad would say, it's too late.
Yeah. So
Too late
true.
at that point. If you don't know it, you don't know it.
Yep.
So you put in the work beforehand, then you have a really good night's sleep, and then you get up knowing that you're the answer to their problem, and you show them who you are. Show them
Yeah. And it doesn't even matter if you don't get the role because you showed them who you are and then they can take you for another role. So
100.
that's really, really great advice. Show them who you are. I
Yeah.
love that.
Does that last minute panic?
Oh
It,
no, they can smell it on you.
oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Literally sometimes, but but also metaphorically.
Yeah.
Um, if you were to give our clients and everybody here, not just our clients, um, a mindset habit that they should adopt right now or change, something they should change or adopt, what would it be? What would you tell them?
Stop rehearsing failure.
Right.
Start rehearsing success.
Yeah.
Every single day, right? So see yourself doing everything in absolute perfection. So like what I talked about before, and that includes overcoming those obstacles. Stop rehearsing failure. Stop seeing yourself walking into that room getting nervous and doing whatever. Do the work beforehand. Have a good night's sleep, go in, show them what you know. Show what you know, as they say, right? Show them exactly who you are and what you can do. Most people rehearse failure, and it's a killer.
So rehearsing failure, to be clear, it's like I suck or I've never done this before or
People even just see themselves walking into the room. Like, so the night before, they'll be envisioning, oh my gosh, I'm gonna walk in, and what if I screw up my lines? And what if I do
right?
this? What if I that? They're rehearsing complete failure. And I'm not saying, look, I'm all about delusional, but I'm not even being delusional here because you can even rehearse if I mess up, if I walk in and I mess up, how will I recover from that?
Yeah.
That is rehearsing perfection, right? So you can go, if I walk in and I mess up my lines, because what this happens, and what most people will do is they'll get really, really flustered. But
Or
if
upset with themselves.
yeah, but if you've rehearsed, I take a breath, right? Breathing, as I talked about earlier, and I say, you know what, excuse me, do you mind if I start again? That's actually quite endearing and lovely. People will like it. You can go again, you can start and have success. But you've got to rehearse that success before you walk in. You can't do it otherwise. There's no.
Elite level athletes do it, right? I mean, people, everybody who is at the top of their profession talks about this rehearsing your life kind of this kind of thing. I want to
Reason
recap.
for it, right?
Sorry.
There's a reason for it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely. It's that security that you and your dad and I talk about this too. It's that security with the text, with the story, with all of that. You're just going to be good. I want to recap what we've talked about today, what you've learned today. You've learned about elite mindset and visualization. Hopefully you will take this into your practice in your life. Number two, you've learned how to stay calm and locked in under pressure. That's about rehearsal, what Donna-Marie was talking about, and in terms of rehearsing the moment. And then sniper level preparation. You know your scene so well that nothing can throw you, nothing at all. What we are asking you to do this week is to use this and use it in your work and see what the difference is, but even use it in your life and
Yeah,
see what the
I
difference.
hope you do. I hope
I'm
you
going
do.
to pop that in now. There's your Disney PR prep list.
Wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful.
highly secretive.
And I really want to know, like, who wants to develop an elite mindset, stay calm under pressure, and really develop that sniper level practice, and prep so that you can book those life-changing roles because we're giving you a little something special today. So today only, we are adding my bonus visualization lesson to Audition Plus when you register today. So this offer literally turns into a pumpkin at midnight. And here's the reason. We want to coach decisive, ambitious actors, right? We want to get you on screen. So if that's what you want, I'm going to pop the link in. Casey, I didn't get the link ready ahead of time, so I will grab it now and pop it in for all of the wonderful actors. But they will have to get ready to copy and paste because after that, we're going to say it's a wrap.
Absolutely. I've got the link right here, so I'll just pop it in.
Do oh, wonderful.
Yep, I'm handy. I'm a handy one. Oh,
There you go.
I was prepared.
There you go, Casey.
I
Well, I just
was,
thought I was getting interviewed, so I just had to answer the questions,
yeah, exactly, exactly. I was the one who was running the show today. Um, I I want you to know that we are going to protect your dreams like your career depends on it because it does.
It does.
It does.
Yeah, 100%. And our jam is seeing you succeed. When you succeed, we succeed. And we absolutely love that. So we're so proud of each and every single one of you. I hope that you've taken something from this interview. It's a little bit of a different situation for me to be in. I'm not normally interviewed, but I hope that you've taken something from it that you can take away with you today and put into your acting practice. Oh, Sophia said she loved it. So did Sage. You're so
Oh,
welcome. You're so, so welcome. And we're here for you when you need us. So, Casey, do you want to pop that link in one more time? And then I think we'll have to say that's a wrap for us.
Absolutely. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Donna Marie's interviewing me next week. So you'll
Yeah.
get to learn about my secret background.
All the juicy gossip about KC. So
Yes.
there you go. It'll be a good one. Have a wonderful Tuesday, everyone. We'll see you on screen. Bye.